Hello, my name is Diana Rhea. I'm a data analytics and research intern with the International Sibling Society. Today I'm going to be presenting the story for the dashboards I have worked on throughout my time with ISS. Starting off, this dashboard tracks global progress on SDG 3.9, reducing deaths from air pollution and hazardous environmental exposure from 2010 to 2019. The map shows death rates per 100,000 by country, with the Western Pacific and Southeast Asia regions showing the highest burden, while the Americas and much of Europe show the lowest. The trend line confirms modest overall global improvement. Weighted death rates have declined slightly across most regions over the decade, though the Eastern Mediterranean region shows a smaller drop than the rest. The biggest movers chart tells a more complicated story. Some countries like Albania, Bahamas, and Malaysia saw death rates rise over 40% in this same period, even as high-income countries like Sweden, Norway, and Estonia cut theirs by nearly as much in the opposite direction. This matters because it shows the world is only unevenly on track for SDG 3.9. Average global progress is masking a widening gap between countries improving quickly and countries getting worse. This dashboard tracks global progress towards SDG Target 7.1 using two indicators across 274 countries from 2000 to 2024: access to electricity and access to clean cooking fuels. Globally, electricity access has climbed sharply from roughly 20% to nearly 80% and is now near universal across most of the world, with the clearest gaps remaining in sub-Saharan Africa. Clean cooking fuels access has grown far more slowly, reaching only about 33% by 2024 and remains low across much of Africa, South Asia, and parts of Latin America. The urban versus rural chart, using Chad as a case study, makes this disparity concrete. Urban electricity access sits near 50%, while rural access remains close to 0%, a gap that national averages alone would hide. This matters because electricity access has scaled quickly through grid expansion and off-grid solar, while clean cooking access depends more on affordability and household level behavior, factors that infrastructure investment alone doesn't fix. Households without clean cooking fuels typically rely on solid biomass or kerosene, linking this gap directly to indoor air pollution and related health harms. Closing it will require policy and financing aimed specifically at clean cooking, such as cook stove and fuel subsidies and targeted rural electrification, rather than assuming progress on electricity will carry over automatically. This dashboard tracks the global shift towards renewable energy from 1990 to 2021, showing a clear acceleration after 2010 as countries like Portugal, Spain, and the UK sharply increased their renewable share. The map reveals renewable share is highest across sub-Saharan Africa and South Asia, though this largely reflects traditional biomass use rather than modern clean energy, while the capacity mix chart shows where real growth is happening: wind and solar investment that has multiplied several times over in leading countries like Denmark. The top and bottom movers chart exposed a divergence. Countries like Bosnia and Herzegovina, Venezuela, and Luxembourg gained 15 plus percentage points in a decade, while Senegal, Nepal, and Bangladesh lost ground. This dashboard is the resolution point of the three-part story. After showing the health cost of pollution in Dashboard 1 and the energy access gap in Dashboard 2, this dashboard shows the mechanism renewable energy transition that can address both simultaneously. What it calls for is targeted investment towards the countries falling behind, replicating the policy and infrastructure drivers behind the fastest movers, and prioritizing modern renewables like wind and solar over traditional biomass, since that's the substitution that reduces both pollution and energy poverty.